give me an answer, sir. Give me
You
an
look at a
answer.
glass half full
Why is
or-
the Business Today survey saying India, and Siddharth is the editor, why is it saying that our business confidence is at 11-quarter low?
Well,
Okay, Siddharth, go ahead.
it was before tariffs, like you said. It's
Yes.
before the GST cut, and in the next quarter survey, which we will again bring to you and discuss
You do
with
every
everyone.
quarter?
Yes, I'm sure it will change. It's clearly not a one-year survey. It is a quarterly survey where the responses and sentiment
So
obviously
why
change.
is the sentiment not great?
Well, you know, frankly, what is
Why
the-
is business not putting their money
Wha-
where their
wha-
mouth is? I spoke to a leading businessman today morning.
No, Rajesh, let
Someone
me
who
just-
was enthusiastic about GST yesterday night, now he's gone through the fine print and he says it doesn't work for me.
no,
He
well-
says it's tactically good, strategically bad. These are his very words on WhatsApp.
Well,
to me.
you know, you would have to do more disclosure to figure out which sector and what are that.
He's in a
particular-
major consumer sector.
Well, I think there's been across the board rationalization as far as consumer.
Okay, quickly,
But
because-
Rajdeep, the key issue is what do you do to revive an economy that has been successively buffeted by external headwinds? Remember when we did that massive corporation tax cut in September 2019, it was outside budget. It was supposed to spur a private sector revival. Few months later, COVID happened. COVID comes in, now Trump happens. Trump brings in tariffs. He is now threatening second, third phase of tariffs. So in such a situation, what all can a government do?
But
All right, let
are
me-
we- are we
okay.
just reactive, Siddharth, rather
Okay.
than just understanding the need of the hour, like
8
reforms
to
should-
9 months of meetings, more than
Yeah,
50,
that's true.
50 meetings
It might have come at this
done
time,
by
but
the
there were
finance
there
minister.
were- yeah, there were
I'm
meetings.
talking
There
about
were
reforms.
And
All
let's be
right,
fair-
okay.
and let me be fair
These
to this
reforms
government.
shouldn't have
Let me
come
be fair
because
to
of
this
any-
government. The glass half full. We have high level, our macroeconomic indicators are looking good. Low inflation, growth higher than most countries in the world at a moment like this. There is, there are strong reasons to believe that we are in a sweet spot as well. My only problem is we should not be in such a sweet spot
Okay.
that we.
All right, let me take in. I want to take in final. Okay, Gaurav,
the
come.
ground reality is looking at the glass always half empty when the whole world is looking at India as that bright spot in the world, rising this quarter at 7.8%. Who else is rising at 7.8%? Tell me one more country that's rising at this rate.
that's
Large
the glass
economy.
half full.
Large
That's
economy.
that's the glass
right?
half full.
A
agree.
large economy and all efforts that are being undertaken. कोई हाथ पे हाथ धरे तो बैठा नहीं है. Making an effort to ensure that you put more money in your pocket so that you spend more. But then, in the Mahabharata, there was Shalyaraj who would always bring down Karn's morale by saying, yeah, you're doing good, but Karn is better. So you can either be a Shalyaraj
Arjun.
or you can be a Yogeshwar Shri Krishna and
Okay.
spur Arjun to do better.
Hello?
Okay. That was a very quick
What is
response.
one to say? What is one to say then? I still ask the question. I asked it of my BT colleagues. Why is it
Okay,
your
we don't
survey
have-
showing business confidence
I have
at 11
lost
low?
And
4
what
minutes.
is-
One-
what is showing that we are growing at 7.8%
All right.
the
That's the
same
positive,
quarter?
the same positive and the
Well, the
negative.
good news is popcorn is at 5%. If you have
Even
any
caramel,
confusion,
even caramel.
everything is at 5%. Parathas are at a lower rate, so celebrate that fact.
Okay.
It's very
No,
clear.
right,
can
I wanna
put
take
an
last-
absurd-
okay.
Can I put one absurdity in that? That
Rajat.
you have aerated drinks at 40%
And
because they
caramel
have
popcorn.
sugar, and you have kaju katli and gulab jamun, which are not so good for your diabetes and obesity at 5%. You're encouraging
Okay, but
Indians to
that's
have gulab jamun and kaju katli and
The
saying,
choice is
aerated
yours.
drinks mat piyo.
The choice
Okay.
is yours.
Rajdeep,
Makhao.
that- okay.
Stay healthy.
No, both should be at 40% or both should be at 5%.
Okay, but that's a different debate entirely, which goes into the realms of health. But there was also something, Mario, and I'll get you in on this, right? In midst of all of this, the Congress is saying, "Dekho, hum to hamesha keh rahe the." We were calling it the Gabbar Singh tax. Rahul Gandhi tweeted all the way back in 2016, where he said that it needs to be 18%, capped at 18%. Finally, you've heard us.
And today, the former Commerce Minister, Anand Sharma, who also spoke to us, Preeti, said that this was the need of the hour. De rahe durust hai, but he lauded the government.
Chidambaram saying that.
Yes,
Right.
even P. Chidambaram is saying that. So I think that argument whether it's too much, too late, is something that can be debated. But then, we always see course correction as a phrase which is seen as very, very positive.
No,
So
I
the
think
government has
everyone's
taken-
welcomed it.
yes.
Nobody's contesting it. Everyone's welcomed it. At best, what is happening right now, Siddharth, is a bit of trying to take credit for it. Because The Congress is saying, हमने तो 2016 में बोला था to cap it at 18%.
Oh, well, the Congress began the process. It was Modi who actually took the ball across the finishing line. And just one
If I may,
point.
30
What-
seconds.
no,
Does
Gaurav,
it help
just-
mitigate the challenges posed by the US tariffs?
Absolutely. I'll just
I
add
was
that
gonna-
business confidence
Geeta can
would
come
be
in on that.
markedly different, where we have had two T's: direct tax, indirect tax, and if there is a tariff deal, then you will see business confidence doing a
Geeta,
bumper
you have
revival.
20 seconds and I want to get
we'll have to
Sakshi
wait
and
for the
Karishma.
tariff deal to come through to see how this is going to impact India. But for now, I think it will offset the adverse impacts for sure.
All right. Will it offset the adverse impact, or Sakshi, we also need to now step back and recalibrate and see?
100%, but how much is the question, and that of course we'll have to see, and how long will it really take to finally come down to something. But I clearly want to say at the end, any step that leads to lowering of inflation, that boosts growth, that improves consumer sentiment without impacting the fiscal math is something which is good for the economy.
But will it happen? Will it lower
Yes,
inflation?
Yes,
Is
100%.
it-
100%.
All right. Karishma, she's the youngest. I'm going to give her the last word. So, the final word to you. What are you looking at, and what should one go and buy today?
Actually, I was discussing this with Sakshi that I'd go to the hair salon because it's
With input tax credit, it is
How
at
much
5%.
is how much is that less?
anti-luxury.
I also want to understand from Sakshi, why did 2-day meeting end in one single day?
Consensus. The states and center, they were all on board. Everything was fine. In fact, I even spoke to them while they were having their lunch. There was paneer and dal.
Both in 5%.
The 40,000 crore.
Can I ask you
40,000
Paneer is at 0%.
But can I ask you this? I mean, something as simple as health and life insurance, which for the longest time was within
Rajesh,
this
quickly ask.
GST regime. This should have been
Happened
settled
before.
a long time ago. I mean, what was
Okay,
stopping the
Der hai
government?
durust
It was
hai.
there.
But
Der
Der hai
hai
durust
durust
hai.
hai can be true of other things. Health and life
and
insurance
that
was
is-
staring
that
in
is
your
still-
face.
That's all the time.
That is still tricky.
Okay, that's all
Sorry,
the
it
time.
took us 3 years to get there, and we've been campaigning
Okay,
for
you know,
that.
I really enjoyed
Yes.
this debate because, it was far more civil than our usual democratic newsrooms. I haven't had any need to use the gavel. We're going to end it right there. Thank you all for joining us. Now, of course, we're going to keenly look at what would be the impact and the aftermath of this. For now, enjoy. You're going to the salon. All right, thank you for joining us. Up next to stay tuned. It's To The Point.